Yo, what's good, everybody? It is Tony the Savant back again. I got my big bro Maui back on the show, man. How you doing, big bro?
Man, chilling, man. Chilling. Can't complain.
Like, love that, man. You're staying easy. I always like to start the show with, plug in the YouTubes and all that stuff, but big bro still working on that. I'm pushing him towards it, big. I be telling them, man, the people need to hear your opinions, man. I think the world will be a better place.
I got you. I hear you, B.
Go ahead,
I
get
hear
it
you,
popping.
B.
I'll be your first sub, big bro. Like,
I
whoop,
got you.
just get started.
I got you.
But
Word.
yeah, it's always good to get you on the show, big bro, and welcome everybody. Before we get started, my little motto: please hit the like button,
Right.
share, subscribe, all that good stuff. A little bit of help goes a long way, and I just like
Right.
to say thank you to everybody that has shown love and supported. Um, Today we covering some NBA finals. I don't know if it's that much to talk about. 24 hours, big bro, is a little bit more interesting, but the showcase the Boston Celtics put on last night was quite interesting. Both on both ends, I gotta say that. But from where you were sitting at, big bro, what was your take from the game? Your overall take anyway.
I don't. I'm not going to disrespect Boston because I feel like Boston are counter punchers. I feel like they let teams beat themselves.
Mm,
If you look at the stats, like hands down, I mean, come on, like you're losing to a team. You're losing to a team that shot 46 3 pointers
yep, crazy.
and made 17. 46. Let me ask you a question. If you play in a team that's not the Warriors, right? And
Hmm.
they're shooting 46 times from the 3 pointer, wouldn't you think they have a problem with getting in the hole?
Oh yeah,
Wouldn't
yeah.
you feel like that way? Say, okay, hey, we need to force them to the hole. For some reason, they don't want to go in there.
Hmm.
Wouldn't you think that?
Yeah.
Because they did get beat in the paint 52 to 36. So the Mavs won that. And it's like today I watched a few one and they were saying, okay, what is really going on? And I've been saying that since I've been doing these shows. What are you paying all these assistant coaches and coaching staff? And I'm talking about in the NFL and in the NBA, any sports. Like, how can you not come up with a game plan? I mean, this is 2024. Like, you've seen plenty of scenarios to come up with something. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like the numbers since then that they're shooting, they shot almost 53 pointers, Boston did, and they
Hmm.
made 17.
I would say 30 missed threes. I would assume you shot yourself out the game.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here, okay, then like uh 26 assists to 15.
Hmm.
And you know that's gonna happen because no offense, you got Luca and Kyrie on the same team.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, me being, a Cavs fan I'm gonna say I'm a Cavs fan, you know what I mean? But I remember when Ty Lue said, Kyrie, you need to be helping to help everybody be able to get a shot. And he was like, why? I can get my shot. I
Right.
remember that. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
And then like I said, there's no, well, I don't know, but it seemed like there's no leadership there. Like somebody has got to, it's weird, man. I was like, who can I compare Luca to? And maybe some of the people that's watching might get upset, but I remember Kobe. You know what I mean? And it was a point that we was like Kobe was a big ass baby, and we said he was selfish. I remember that.
Hmm.
James Harden in Houston when he was that dude, he had a great system. Nobody talks about that he was in D'Antoni's system and
Yeah.
what scorer didn't do well in D'Antoni's system. Because
Yeah.
I think Harden ain't been the same since. You
Not
know what I
yet.
mean?
Yeah. That's a big fact.
So let's tell the truth. And he was the same way. Y'all could have beat the Warriors, but you choked up because Chris Paul got hurt. So I was
Hmm.
like, damn, with Chris Paul, they I was like, man, Harden might get it. You know what I mean? So that's who I'm comparing Luka to. It's just weird, man. I was just sitting here just thinking like, why couldn't they do like a pick and roll between him and and Luca, or like Luca got to move. You got Kyrie over here on the right side trying to do his thing, and Luca's just standing there,
Yep.
not
Hmm.
doing anything.
Hmm. No ball movement, no body movement, and We talked about it a little bit over on Couch Coach. Shout out to Big Bro Chris,
Right.
always doing his thing. It was starting to become a thing for me, Big Bro, that I was very tough on Luka, as far as the flaws in his game. Now, of course, he's a phenomenal scorer, all that kind of stuff, but basketball is a 5-man sport. This ain't tennis, this ain't boxing.
Right.
You got to get the other guys involved. I think we all know the old saying, get your team in rhythm. Of course, you can get your shot, but when you the team leader, when you the dog, you the guy. We seen it. Yeah, and it was it goes back. We can go back to the Jerry Westes. We can go back, but we really seen it on the grand stage with Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson in the triangle offense, where you got a guy that can go out there and give you 60. Michael Jordan was giving you 60 with hand checking. But what's going to win is getting these other guys involved, getting those, your teammates. Even though they might give you 8 to 12 points, you need them 8 to 12.
Them 8 to 12 points. You didn't even break 100 last night.
I don't think they broke in 100 at all in the playoffs. What was game 2? I forget what game 2 this final score was. They might have gotten 100 at the end, but I know game 1 they got stopped at 89.
Right.
Last night, 99, and the Dallas Mavericks. They one of those, traditional Western Conference teams where they got to get over 100 just to be in the game, because you score under 100, it's gonna look like this. Y'all clearly lost. So. I love your points on that one, Big Bro, because I've been very critical of Luka. I tried to give him a little break because he had that breakout performance against the Timberwolves the last series. But it seems to me the problems that they had in the beginning of the season, it's coming back to haunt them, even after the trades and all that kind of stuff. Do you think that Luka can adjust his game, in enough time to make this a series, or you think it's gonna be one of those learning curves, kind of like a la Bron in 07?
And I it's weird because he seemed cool. He also seemed stubborn and arrogant. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I mean, when you see him, he's actually trying to take what Dirk was. You know what I mean? And Dirk had it. Dirk was a scorer and blah blah blah. But Dirk still kind of had, to me, I feel like, and they had some, when they won the championship, they had some players around him. Like for real. Like I one dude forgot Jason Kidd. He was like, Jason Kidd didn't get a championship. I said, yes, he did. He played on that Mavericks team. They had Chandler. They had some players on that team, man, that nobody even talked about. So like, I think so. I just think it's got to be. You just got to make a decision, man. It's weird. I remember in the bubble, I was telling Coach, it was a lot of teams there. I was like, man, look, they've been hanging around the same area. I think it was Utah, Portland, and it was Denver. And I was like, somebody's going to have to make a push. You know what I mean? And Denver made the push. And why did they make the push? Because it was Murray was balling, but was Michael Porter Jr. called him out, say, hey, man, there's more people on this team. And then he got in trouble because, he had been, right? So then same with Utah and Denver, like, Donovan, what's his name? Donovan, right? They used to play for the Cavs.
Donovan Mitchell.
Not Donovan Mitchell. Like Donovan Mitchell, like, look where he ended up leaving. I knew they blew the team up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying in general, like, you have to. I don't know, man. Like, I think that's why I said, would y'all see them trading Luka? Because I think in this series, honestly, the biggest star is Luka. I think he is the you know what I mean? He is the biggest star on there, and maybe he's okay with just, man, we made it to the finals, and he okay with that. I'm just being honest with you. You know what I'm saying? In his interview, he seemed like matter of fact, he fouled out the game last night. And it seemed like he was just like, hey, man, I want to get out of it. And he sat over there looked like a little boy, like he was upset, but
the telltale sign for me, bro, and I can't exactly remember. It was somewhere in the fourth quarter, right before he fouled out. But no, actually, it was really around the third quarter. He started crying to the refs, and I was giving them, a little bit of, credit in that regard as well. The Western Conference Finals, and maybe because he's just hitting them shots. He was hitting the same shots he was missing now. But he really wasn't. He would get fouled and just come back down the court. Uh, I just think, man, all of the progress, all of the stuff that I began to see in Luka up until this point in the NBA Finals, I just think we right back to square one. I think that, and you went as far as saying trade. I if it's me and you and we run an organization, that's on the table, big bro. I promise you that would be on the table. But we know how these people work. It's more of a they factor in the marketing, the ticket sales, jersey sales, all that. So I'm sure Luka. I haven't checked his his numbers. I'm sure he went in the top 10 in those categories.
Right.
So if you get rid of a Luka, the first thing you're gonna be doing is looking for another Luka, especially at 25, 26. He's still in his prime.
Right.
I just think he got too much of that James Harden in him. I think that he's doing a very good job. It might come out a little bit later in his career, but like some of his teammates come out like, nah, Luka was that nigga was wild.
I just think that, and it's funny. I mean, you want to go ahead and talk about what you think they could do or something like that? Like, I don't know. I don't want to move on.
No, you could. Right. I'm trying to get the general, and we're gonna get into the nuances, individual performances.
Right. So I think that somebody needs to tell him, bro, don't stand there. Move. Like, regardless of what you see, trust me, move. You need to move. You know why he needs to move? Because he's one of the biggest dudes on the floor, and he got one of the biggest bodies. Yeah. So set a pick, move, and you mess around and get the ball under the basket and lay it up, or you never know. But you need to move. You need to, whoever's sticking, you need to say, okay, where's he at? You ain't got to move that fast, but you need to move and bump somebody. You got the biggest body on the floor. Like, it is a reason why them dudes is shooting that many threes. And I don't know if I haven't heard anybody say that, like, why is they shooting so many threes? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's really kind of embarrassing that they're shooting that many and they beating y'all. Like, to me, you would think the Mavs would be shooting more threes. They're Western Conference team, shoot more threes, and even if they're not making them, like, just, I mean, damn, how many did like they went too far away?
Yeah, I usually have me looking at it. They shot 21 less threes than the Celtics.
Right.
I mean, they wasn't fantastic 9-25. I'm not hanging my hat on that, as far as I want that as a winning number. But I mean, considering 17-46 to 9-25 is like percentage wise is about the same, but the Celtics shot 20 more threes and didn't hit them.
Right. So when somebody, like, it's two stats that's been killing them, because remember I said rebounds, Mavs is out rebounding them, but now it's assists. It's assists and they shooting more threes, which is they're making more threes. They're gonna shoot better free throws, didn't you? Yeah. Because Luka don't shoot great free throws.
Yeah, it was pretty even in the free throw department. We know what I'm looking at, bro. Those points in the paint.
Ain't that crazy?
That is mind-boggling as far as every legitimate coach I've ever heard from the time I was in Pee Wee to the professional leagues, hearing other coaches speak, they always, harp on points in the paint. That's being an X factor as far as success. These motherfuckers got
ain't that crazy?
16 more points in the paint.
Ain't that crazy? Man. How is that? Like, I'm sitting here like, I'm sitting, you know what it is too? Boston is making threes that they don't think should be making threes. White, Holiday, even Brown. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Good even point. Brown, because Pritchard ain't really hit nothing. Hauser ain't hit nothing.
You remember that kid, Xavier Tillman? That dude came off the bench, played like 10 minutes, hit 2 threes. Like,
and I'm sitting here like, look, I was going for Boston. Was it 22 when they was going up against the Warriors? Yeah. And everything changed with Draymond when he pulled Brown down. Mm-hmm. And then he got a tech, and then they wouldn't give him another tech in the game. You remember that? He was like, well, I knew once I got a tech. Nobody who's getting tech. Only person is anybody getting techs in this game? It's like somebody from the Mavs has got to change. They got to do something. Like, I hate to say this to be that way, but like my man Kenyon Martin said, he said, man, you just need to go for broke. Somebody need to run somebody over.
Yep. Put a little muck up the game a little bit, old bad boy Pistons. And that's why you need those enforcers. We see it. They talking about that now in the
Right.
WNBA. But it's you need that enforcer. I guess that's why Draymond has been so valuable to Warrior, because Steph ain't gonna
It
start
is.
no fights. Clay ain't gonna start no fights.
It's Draymond. It's PJ Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
It's what's my man that played for Houston? Just played for Memphis.
Which one?
Light skinned dude. Damn.
Played for Houston. Now he plays for Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, man, it's a bunch of them. Really, I can't really. It's like it's it's those. Some of them are some of my favorite players. Like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I don't. It's every team should have one.
Agreeable. I agree with that. Yeah, and you don't know the value of those guys until one. They in the headlines. Throwing off the superstar. I remember Steph Curry cooked Dylan Brooks, but he did get. He had Steph Curry and Klay Thompson feeling the kind of way. As far as.
Right.
He was getting under their skin. You need those guys, because if somebody was underneath Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum's skin right now, I believe it'll be a different series.
Right, and it's there's nobody. Like somebody said, they should have put Marquise Morris in last game, just for that, for that. Because let me tell you, B, like I'm sitting there watching. Another thing, stop switching. Just stick your man.
Yeah,
like they killing Lively, B. He wants to come in because he a natural big man. He want to come in, try to stick your man.
Straight up, yep.
Because your man over there knocking down shots. If it ain't Horford, is fucking white. It's somebody, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, no.
And I'm
they did one play though where Lively, and this is funny you say that, they Lively tried to come over and help, and like clockwork, Boston swung that ball around, open three. Jaylen Brown in the corner. I don't think the Dallas Mavericks have the personnel, you know what I mean? Because perimeter defense, if you got Kyrie, Luka, and that kid Green, Josh Green, I think his name, them your three dog. And Tim Hardaway, man, where is Tim Hardaway?
Josh Green playing too damn much.
Yeah.
I mean, I seen him knock down a three, but I was like, what the hell is he doing in the end of the game?
Yeah,
I was like, yo, why is he in the game? To me, he's a liability. Like I just rather have somebody. You got Powell on there. That's a little muscular dude. Like he probably be a little physical. Set screens. Like Maxey should not be playing. B. Like what's going on, man? Like come on, Jason. Come on, Jason. Kid, you looking bad.
Yeah, Max Keebler was out there, and he tried to shoot a left hand. He kind of with his injured shoulders. He shot a left hand layup, and man, I'm like, nah, dog.
He got one rebound.
One? Oh, I gotta see the player stats. I was looking at the team.
I got him right here, B. I wrote him down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He got one rebound. He played. Look, that's another thing too. Let's talk about the minutes played. All right. And Jason Tatum 42, Brown 41, Harford 32, Holiday 42, D White 42, Mavs PJ Washington 39, D Jones 16. What the hell? Gafford 16, Irving 45, Luka 38, Lively 30. Jay Green 22, Maxey 8, and Hardy 1, and what's it, Exum 3. Like what's going on?
Yeah. And hold on, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They using an 11-man rotation. It's just, and I'm looking at the names on this list, man. None of these dudes are elite defensively, on the perimeter. So that's why Derek White and Drew Holiday doing what they doing, because these dudes ain't known scorers. They ain't good shooters, but they able to cook, because you ain't got nobody. Dante Exum, he tried to come out there and do a little something, but I think he like 40 years old, so you're only gonna get so much out of that orange. I gotta ask you though, big bro, how you feeling about Kyrie? Because I'm gonna put this out there. Shout out to Man Down Sports, the big homie Melvin Wall, Zoe, and Jay over there. I called into their show last night after the game, and I was I was cooking Kyrie. I said this was your Kobe moment. This was that moment, when Shaq fouled out, and the whole Laker nation was like, "Oh, we lost this one." They go to championship, and that's when Kobe had his moment. Really put his name on the map. I was expecting that from Kyrie. I thought the stage was set for that. Being down 2-0, the NBA probably was going to finesse it a little bit with the refs. I think he came up short. I know he put up 35. It looks good on paper. I think that those last 3 to 4 minutes was Kyrie's opportunity to really take this team and be, do the Kobe justice. Like, I got it. What do you think about that, bro? How would you? I'm gonna say this at Man Down Sports. They was defending Kyrie and respectfully, they were saying what he did, what he was supposed to do. Unfortunately, Luka is the man, but Kyrie's a legendary point guard. He been here before. What's your opinion, though, bro? How you feel about that?
First of all, can I say this how I feel?
Yeah.
How the fuck he do his job with 2 assists? Because he got 35 points.
You the point
Luka
guard.
got 6. That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Like D Jones got 2 points. PJ Washington got 13. Like no, you know what I'm saying? Lively got come on, man. He got 11 points. Green got 3. Nah, man, you got to get damn near triple double. Both of them should be getting damn near triple doubles for real.
That's what I'm thinking.
Ain't that dude no more, B.
Yeah. I was right there with you, bro. I'm like, this NBA Finals to me was either enhance Kyrie legacy, because I feel like he's been slighted a little bit. And I think we discussed that last week. And also, we can't, and that's what I was telling them. You can't sit here and say, 2 weeks ago, oh, Kyrie, he's 50% of one of the greatest backcourt, 50% of the greatest. They was giving him the greatest, You can't sit there and be doing the cap when he playing good and then not take away some brownie points when you don't get the job done. You know what I mean?
He scored like he was supposed to, but I'm gonna tell you, man. J. Cole did a diss song to Kendrick, right? After giving Kendrick, really, he said we the big 3. He gave him a shout out, right?
Yeah.
Then he did a diss song. J. Cole is not the same J. Cole from back in the day, so he apologized. He was like, man, I don't even want to. That is Kyrie right now. I hate to tell him he can still ball and this and that, but he's not the killer like he used to. Because that's a room that he probably really don't want to go back in. I'm telling you, man, that's a dark place. That's what made Kobe. Kobe probably would tell y'all that. That's a dark place. You know what I'm saying?
He said it.
Michael too. Like it's a dark place. That's why do you think all Michael Jordan's old like players? Why do you think they talking about him like that? You know what I'm saying? Because it was a dark place you had to go to. It was a lot of anxiety. Kevin Love said the same thing about LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you thinking like, man, what you talk about? Blah blah blah. But sometimes, okay, this is just a movie analogy. Don't judge me. But like for Rocky to beat the Russian, he had to go to a dark place. And then you see the next one, he had to, like, his hands were shaking. He was never the same after that. And I don't know if Kyrie can get back to that point. I don't know if he can go to that door. If he can, or if he needs somebody to motivate him to do that, then okay, you know what I mean. Then maybe that's what he needs.
Yeah, you stand a mouthful, bro. Because Kobe and I don't know if I really heard Jordan. I mean, Jordan has said that this is my playing style. If you can like it 11, Kobe has said that leadership is lonely. It's not something that I wanted, but it's something I was propelled into because he came in when he was 17. He couldn't hang with nobody, so all he had to do was work on his craft. But shout out to Sherm, one of my day ones. Dallas beat a Minnesota team that on paper was better than them. Boston is far superior to Dallas and every other team in the league. So I guess no matter what happens, the loser will get roasted. I mean, it's a little different for Boston, I say, and shout out to Sherm again. I think it'd just be a little different for Boston because they've been here before,
Right.
So if they was getting roasted, it's because damn, again, y'all ain't got sent to the crib. Y'all got all the way to the end line, and now you at the crib again. But for Dallas, Dallas has 3 starters that would probably be reserves on literally every team. Yeah. Right. I think they did hype up, the Gafford and PJ Washington a little bit much. I know Gafford was with the Knicks. He really wasn't nothing over there, and PJ was over there with Charlotte. He was decent, but they wasn't winning nothing. I just think that Dallas is in a position of they can get here again, and that's why I asked, Maui, if you think this is just a learning lesson for Luka, kind of how 07 was for Bron. By the time next time Bron got back into the finals, he was ready. He didn't win it, but he was a little bit more ready than he was when he was a youngster in 2007. Luka might be going through that growing pain. But also, like I say too, Sherm, we gotta put a little bit of the blame on Kyrie. Kyrie is we thought was a dog, and he was over there cooking Anthony Edwards, and doing his thing. And now in this finals, Mal, you made a good point. He looks super timid, especially out in Boston. He damn near looked like a deer in headlights. Just
Right.
he don't want no smoke. He don't want no smoke. Um, but on the other side of the ball, because I think we cooked Dallas enough, big bro. How you thinking, man? You think this series is wrapped up come Friday night? You think
It
they pop
should be.
champagne?
Um, it should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I said I believe Luca is the star because I think Luca is the one that could turn it on and turn it off.
Yeah.
And I think if you was did you hear the story about Jordan um beating the golfer that's the number two golfer in in the country or whatever in the world or whatever like that?
Yeah,
And
I
he's
seen the golfer do himself telling the story. You talking about
right.
that clip? Yeah.
Yeah. And you have players like that, B. You know what I'm saying, that know how to turn it on, turn it off when you be disrespectful. And I heard they asked Tatum a question. You know what I'm saying? And Tatum said something about, I don't know. He said something like, well, even if we win it, what I'm saying, just to prove that we were supposed to be here, maybe we just need to win it again next year. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
mm,
Word. And I've seen Luca be like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? It ain't over with yet. I've seen that before with him. It wasn't in the finals, and it wasn't against this team. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
sometimes you have to find something to wake you up. Now, I don't want to disrespect Boston. I think Boston is playing extremely team. I feel like they're very close. I feel like even when it seemed like they're not trusting one another, like between Jaylen Brown and Tatum, I I feel like they like okay, we're it's like you've been in a relationship for some years, and it's all about you and the lady trying to figure out who wearing the pants in the family. Then you realize one day, damn, we want the same thing. Why are we
Right.
doing this? All this negative, and so I feel like I just want to give him a shout out, man. They doing everything. Like D White, shoot, if he get this ring, if he wanted to go somewhere and try to make some money, like you know what I'm saying, he can.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think what Joel Embiid said uh about the Bucks, they should never get. We all know they should have never got rid of Holiday. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean?
Facts.
And Holiday is making a name for himself. If people really did necessarily, you know, know who he was, they know now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because he's one of the ones, man. But yeah, man, I think it's. I mean, I think it's over with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't
Respectfully.
see anything that could say, okay, that's working for them.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the key. It kind of takes me back to what Miami was going through. I don't know. We discussed that, bro. But Miami, just 12 months ago, was going through this with the Denver Nuggets, and it wasn't
Right.
so much a miss. Well, it was a mismatch, but it wasn't so much a talent gap. It's just it was the right time of the year for Denver and the wrong time of the year for Miami, and I think it's the same kind of case
Right.
right now. Dallas has 3 starters that would be reserves on literally every other team they are facing. They won 64 regular season games. Let's call it what it is. Anybody
Right.
who bet on Dallas, sure, we got to finish these dang on sentences, man. Be cooking and then you just leave me on the hang. Dallas has 3 times. Did anybody think Dallas could really win? Yeah, the city of Dallas.
Yeah.
The city of
Yeah.
Dallas. I'll tell you that. Right
I
before I
did.
left, Texas, they was talking crazy. Like, we going to the they had the Dallas Stars in the mix. The
Right.
Rangers looking good. Yeah, so
I did too. Like I was just like, hey man, you got. I definitely did. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
I
I,
definitely did.
I
You
was,
know.
I was, I ain't gonna lie. I thought I had a thought in the back of my head. I'm like, how Luca cooking in that Western Conference Finals? If you come over
Right.
here, averaging 36, 37.
And it's because he played. We figured out. We was like, damn, he actually playing like system a system type of like he was doing pickle. He was like, damn, he really playing basketball. He ain't just bop 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 shooting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we was like, okay, let's go, Luca. You know what I'm saying? Because I just like when the Bucks won, they was doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying with
Mm-hmm.
Middleton and Giannis. Boom boom boom. Go to
Mm-hmm.
the hole. Like you know what I'm saying? They both either one getting fouled, knocking down a little 10-footer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see any of that now. Like I don't understand. I'm like, yo, why don't you just have with Kyrie have three of them at the top do like a three screen so he can get around, and then y'all roll. Like I'm sitting here like, do something. That's
Something
what
different.
everybody's saying. Do something. It's embarrassing. You know what they look like too? They
Mm,
look like the Miami Heat the first season, where it was just entirely too many one-on-one basketball. You know what I
mm-hmm,
mean? And
mm-hmm.
I'm sitting here watching like, man, what is y'all doing? Y'all, you know what I'm saying? You got these athletic guys, and they did well last one. You're not using them properly. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Just like D Jones, like they scared to go in the hole and try to dunk. Don't dunk them. You know what I'm saying? Lob it
yeah,
up or something.
yeah.
So it's annoying. I'm telling you
You know,
something
you,
because I'm like, you want a competitive. You know what I'm saying? You want a
mm,
competitive series, and I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is
yeah.
going on?
The same here, big bro. I'm like, damn, we finna. I didn't predict the sweep. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more, like you say, competitive as a fan. I'm that's what I'm always
Right.
gonna put my money on. But man, yeah, Boston came out here like, nah, we got this. Y'all might as well go and get ready for the 2025 season. It's
Right.
up.
I just don't understand why he's not playing. Like now, you want to put Tim Hardaway Jr. in the game, and
Mm-hmm,
his confidence is kind of gone. Like he's
mm-hmm,
playing not like himself. Like you
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Forcing shit. And I'm like, man, I don't understand why you just put the Morris dude in. He won a championship. Like you know what I'm saying? Like just get him in there here, professional. See if he
mm-hmm,
can make some noise. But you're gonna do it in the fourth game.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You should have did it in the third one. Like,
yep.
you know what I mean? Just see if you can get on him. You know he can shoot. He can do some grab rebounds. We need some type of physicality. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, and Tim Hardaway, he was in. He got a little tick. He didn't play at all in game two, I believe.
Right.
He got a little tick yesterday, but I think he went like 0 for 3 or 0 for 5, and just
Nothing.
was trash. I don't think you.
I didn't write him
That's why I say
down.
I don't even think they got the personnel, man. They don't have nobody on their bench, kind of like that Andre Iguodala, back in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
They he was on the bench essentially the entire season, but if the Warriors ever needed that, athletic kind of guy to guard like they did with LeBron, they had that dude on the bench, and
Right.
I don't even think the Dallas Mavericks have that on the bench. Somebody that can give them a spark. Even the Boston Celtics, they got uh uh Peyton Pritchard, that little mofo. He
Yeah,
can come
and
off
he
the
just
bench and be,
he
be a
knock a three. If he open, he gonna knock the three down. And
yeah,
they haven't really been doing anything the last two games.
yeah,
Him and Hauser, they haven't been doing anything.
no,
So it's like, okay, let's say if Brown or Tatum, one of them get hurt, you know what I'm saying? They really don't have nobody on the bench that kind of replace. But it's just weird. They all are playing together. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Like no one's really like look at like I said the minutes they played like that's crazy. That's embarrassing. Like I be looking like yo, they played almost the whole game.
Yeah, yeah, and that's phenomenal. I didn't even look at that. Like they starting five between Drew, let me see that again. Drew, uh, Derek White, they big four essentially, all played 40 plus
Mm-hmm.
minutes.
Right,
Old man Horford, and he got out there and got him 37 of them minutes too.
right. And
40
starting
years old.
five playing them then in 40 minutes a game. That's crazy, ain't
I respect that, man. I
it?
definitely.
Right. Like
It's
what's going on?
it's gonna be interesting. Let's cook up on the coaches a little bit, big bro. Do you think? Let's start with the Dallas. Do you think Jason Kidd is being exposed? Because I think I was giving him a lot of praise in the Western Conference Finals. Just seeing how he was handling those young Timberwolves schematically, the alleged number one defense, but according to the stats. Do you think Jason Kidd is being exposed this series as far as strategic?
Uh um kinda. I wanna say kinda.
Yeah.
Because I believe I wonder if Jason Kidd is telling them exactly what they supposed need to do, but the issue is Luca. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
think since he's been there, that was probably I don't know. I got the weirdest feeling that was part of some of the issues that you're having problems with Luca. Like I'm sure he's telling Luca like you got to stop arguing with the refs. It's
Yeah.
not doing us any service.
Yeah.
You can't tell me he's not telling him that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then he's got. I mean, so that's why I said kinda because I'm like for instance, in the bubble, they gave Jason Kidd. They literally Cousins got released. He went on up in the smoke, and they said, man, tell the truth. Is Jason Kidd the one coaching that team. It ain't Frank Vogel. Is you know what I'm saying? He was like, man, what y'all doing, yo? He said, man, y'all trying to get me released, like, and that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what happened. You know what I mean? They
Mm-hmm.
gave him all the praise of how dominant that team was in the bubble, right?
Yeah.
So I want to say kinda because I believe that he is trying to tell him, but I don't know if it's hard for him because Luca and him don't play that way. They don't play the same style.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Traditionally, yeah.
And so it's hard for me to say, B. Like I want to say no because they look very lost
Yeah.
out there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
A lot of
And to be a great coach, you also got to be a great motivator. Also, you know what I mean?
agreed.
I didn't see. They said that Luca was yelling at them and doing all this other stuff. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
I heard uh somebody said it was like one of the referees told Luca, like, look, bro, we ain't gonna give you a tech. You ain't getting no fouls. You know how you over here getting disrespectful. Not even LeBron, you know what I'm saying? LeBron don't
Yeah,
talk to the ref. He be doing his thing like, what y'all doing? But
right.
he don't get the you and all that,
Yeah,
man.
that's the same ref from the Denver series when the coach got in his face and he was like, man, no, you gonna get this work. Like you remember? I think that same light skinned ref
yeah.
last night. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to say, but I felt like he's always had somewhat of an Jason Kidd seemed like to me he's always had somewhat an issue of how Luca played,
Yeah,
especially in the playoffs.
I agree. Yeah.
And he doesn't. I don't think Jason has the power to necessarily really go at Luca.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I don't think he do. Yeah, and if you do, he probably one of them cats. Adrian Griffin with the Milwaukee Bucks. You out of here.
Yeah.
Arguing with the star player. And that's not. We're not in the era of that no more. With the Phil Jacksons, Pat Riley's, even Coach
Mm-hmm.
Pop. Coach Pop used to get in Tim Duncan's face, but you do that now, you're gonna be on the hot seat at best, and at worst.
Right. Especially Jason Kidd's past of coaching and this, and
Yeah.
that. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
he want to show that he can he could my cat is over here, B. But
No,
he
yeah.
showed that he can be professional.
No, no, I
You know what I
agree.
mean?
Yeah, well, we gonna see Friday night, see how that champagne pop. Uh, but I want to move on a little bit to the boxing world, big bro. If you don't mind, because I know you love some boxing, like I love some
Yeah.
boxing. We do got a big fight coming up this Saturday. Well, a number of fights, because I just heard that this cat named Sabril Matias, he fighting Saturday too. But I'm here for the
Mm-hmm.
Tank and Frank smoke.
Right.
I'm here for the David Benavidez smoke.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on this Tank Davis versus Frank Martin fight? How you see
So
it playing out?
first off, when I see that, I'm happy that they're doing this. I've been saying this for the longest. Take a card and have use both of them. So to have Benavidez fighting and Tank fighting on there, like
Yeah,
co-main events, that's what I'm. Thank you. About time. You
I
know what I
like.
mean? I
Yeah,
really like that. Like Tank is somewhat of uh a big fighter. You know what I'm saying? Well known face in boxing. And Benavidez, us that's really no boxing. We know him. Like even my cousin who's in the box, he was getting him and his brother mixed up. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
mm-hmm.
no, 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 no.
Hold
This
it.
one
Yeah,
different. This one
mm-hmm.
different. So that's a great thing. Now Tank and Frank, I just watched a fight with Frank Martin, and I felt like he lost the fight. The
Mm-hmm.
guy's name, if you could get a chance, maybe watch the name was Autumn Houtinyan. Houtinyan. He was German. He was trained
Mm-hmm.
by uh, Earl Spence, ex trainer.
Yeah.
Um, but
Who,
I
Derek
felt,
James?
huh?
Derek James?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, it was Derek James. Unless I'm getting. Anyway, don't worry about that. But anyway, I felt like it was a really good fight. I felt like the other dude won. Frank Martin is from Detroit, so he's going to have a decent jab. And one thing about Michigan fighters, they're very good when it comes to counter, and they're very good with the shoulder roll, and they're very good with in the pocket boxing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Um, so I was seeing that with him. Frank got 18 wins, I think 12 knockouts. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Southpaw. He's 5'8". Tank is 5'5". Like I think 29 fights. I didn't even see how many knockouts, but he got a lot.
Yeah.
So this is a big thing for Tank, because this is one of the first fights, that Floyd Mayweather's not really behind him.
Mhm.
It to me, it's going to be interesting, D. Like I'm watching how Tank move, and they both southpaws, and I don't know how many southpaws Tank has fought, and but I don't know, man. Like watching, I think Tank might pop him. You know what I mean? And Tank's something special, B. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No,
Now this
facts.
guy got heart, so if he hurt, he gonna throw. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's gonna be that easy to knock him out,
Mhm.
but if he do get popped a few times, I think Tank gonna knock him out. But Tank got to look out for them counter punches. I think it's gonna be a good fight. Now looking at everything, I think it's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, I agree. I want you see what Sherm was saying. I guess I look at the game differences. I'm not a fan of either.
Right.
I'm a Chicago. It's a daily obvious. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. Ain't nothing to cheer
Mhm.
about in the Windy
Right.
City. I'm at it. I'm looking at it, and it's kind of an advantage when your team don't make it, because you can kind of look at it from a non-biased lens. If the Bulls was in it, I'm like, hey, that's a flagrant. It's a
Right.
basic foul, but it's my
Right.
team. I got to get it out, all the orange out. But no, I can appreciate how you see the game, Sherm, for sure. But I think this is just a case. It's chess versus checkers. And Boston is
Hmm.
playing, and not even so much that the Boston Celtics are playing chess. They just playing a better game of checkers. They got better. They got two kings
Yeah.
on the board, and Dallas don't got nothing. So it's a classic underdog fight, and if Dallas was to win it, then we would be looking at the Boston Celtics even more funnier. It's like, how this was y'all chance. If you had
Yeah.
any other chance in
It's weird. It's like It's almost like you want to run them off the 3 point line and
mm,
play who gonna make the most points in the paint. Because when you look at the stats, that's what you see. You like, hold up, they shot
yeah,
49 times. You
yeah,
made 17. It's crazy.
yeah, and that's the part, where it's like that even on their bad nights, because game two was an ugly win for Boston, and game three was an ugly win. Dallas had plenty of doors and windows they could have snooked through and got them a win, especially in Boston. You're talking about sneaking away home court advantage. But just as many mistakes that Boston has made, Dallas has made twice as many. Just as
Right.
many, jump shots that Boston has missed, Dallas has made. Dallas has missed. A
Right.
couple more. We were saying about the threes. This is just gonna be. We got to cough it up. It's looking like a sweep. The NBA might do the whole gentleman sweep thing, get them a couple more dollars out of this, and we'll see. Dallas just needs a third guy. Yeah, I agree. I think PJ Washington was supposed to be that. Tim Hardaway was that, in the beginning
Right.
of the season. You never win with a big two. History proves three can get it done. Salute to the panel. My God, Tony, salute to you, Goons. Man, I ain't
Word.
seen you up
Word.
here in a minute, big bro. I ain't seen you in a minute, Goons. How you been? Really got to hit the line. Yeah, it's a lot of money at play too, Goons. That's for sure. But we know how this sports thing go, man. It's always gonna be about the mighty dollar. We get to suspend our reality for a little minute, like watching a movie for me. I don't think Denzel really fighting off 100 people, but
Right.
uh, just to move on that boxing topic, big bro, because we had some breaking news. In fact, while I was hitting your line, going through the itinerary for the night, this news came out that Tank Davis. All right, I didn't see this coming, but he is not allowing any PED testing for this
Yeah.
fight. That is That is crazy. You know what I mean? To me, because I'm not saying Tank is on it, but what if Frank is? What if Frank come in there juiced up? You would want, you know what I mean? This is the whole point
Right.
of contention between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
What's your thoughts on that, big bro? You find that
Hey,
funny? You cool
I
with that?
find it hilarious because
Yeah,
me and you have different thoughts and which is okay.
yeah, of course.
Over the Ryan Garcia thing, like
Yeah,
I feel like it's just weird to me. You know what I'm saying? That happened, and it's just weird to me that they got the guy from Boca that's with Snack. I think it's
yeah,
called Snack,
yeah,
and he's with Vada, and I'm like, I don't know, it just looked weird to me. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
then especially seeing that, and it's like, because and they might not have anything to do with that. You know what I'm saying? It
yeah,
may not have anything to do with that, but I don't know, man. Like, that's just interesting. Like you're right, maybe Frank is on it, but I think Tank is like, man, I'm not tripping off of any of that. You know what I mean?
I'm glad to hear that. Now to check the Vegas lines. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Goes, that's what I was saying. Like this totally changes the atmosphere of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And not accusing nothing to know, anybody or anything. I'm a man that firmly believes you're innocent till you're proven guilty.
Right.
It's just with the climate that's going on with Ryan Garcia, and it's such a split
Right.
opinion about what's going
Right.
on.
That's what
Respectfully,
it's supposed to do. That's how you keep things trending when it comes to social media. That's
that's a
that
fact.
everything. If you pay attention from Cat Williams to now, everything is a split and everybody put their opinion into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But like for me, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm not even mad at that. You may be right. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But I
yeah,
just think it's weird that that dude is so close to boxing after what happened. That's just strange to me because they didn't
yeah,
treat Panama that way. You know what I
yeah.
mean? You know
No,
who Panama is?
no. I'm not. I was about to ask
Okay,
who's.
Panama was I think he's out of Florida.
Mm-hmm,
Um, um, ah, Aaron Pryor, right? There's an Aaron Pryor fight where he kept saying, "Hey, give him what I mixed. Give him what I mixed." You know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? They said the way Aaron Pryor fought, that it was something in that bottle. And I think there's another fight where supposedly this dude had almost like something like bricks in his gloves. You
yeah.
know what I mean? He was part of that one, and not Margarita, but you know what I'm saying. But
I
it was
know it.
another fight. It was another fight, and so he was out. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know, understand why that dude is even this close. Like some people said, like it's probably because he understands the different liquids and the testing and how that stuff works, so
Yeah.
it helps with the testing. But it's just I don't think he should be that close. You know what I mean?
I was looking into that because you can't never discount. If somebody
Right.
is polarizing, his name I believe is Victor Conte.
Yeah, that's it.
As polarizing as he was, as knee deep in the
Right.
game as he was. But as far as I can understand, big bro, as far as my research goes, and I
Right.
don't know if you would agree, Victor Conte got into his drama. He really he hasn't been working with Vada for 10
Right.
years. You know what I mean? They
Oh,
had
he
a
hasn't.
very
Okay.
they had a very publicized split, and this is going to be. I don't remember this as far as my own personal memory. This is research.
Right.
So it was a very publicized split. In addition to that, how it's been explained to me is that Victor Conte, all right, you ever seen American Gangster?
Mm-hmm.
He was Frank Lucas, you know what I mean, and he got
Right.
flipped. Now he went from the drug dealer to the informant, and
Right.
he's showing these guys, all right, this is how they mixing the juices, this is how they getting past drug
That's
tests.
right.
So now the drug testing is a little bit more strenuous, even
Right.
though it's a public record that VADA testing is still behind the times. You know what I mean?
Right.
But Victor Conte is more so like an informant
Right.
versus the plug. So,
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. But
and
it's still in a corrupt and it's just a corrupt business, man. Anything can
exactly,
happen. Like, you know what I mean? But I think Tank has out of everybody, he has been really set up to understand everything is around. I don't think he's a dumb young man. You know what I
no,
mean?
yeah, and likewise, and I'm a little bit more different. There's people that want to kill Ryan. There's people that's defending him to the grave.
Right.
I'm saying, one, get the man some help. Two, if he's wrong, he wrong. Slap him on the
Right.
wrist, like you would do me. You know what I'm saying? Like you would do
Yeah.
Maui.
Yeah.
I don't think no man is above the law. No man is a God. But also, uh, if you don't do something to Ryan per se, if he doesn't suffer some kind of consequences, it's going to be somebody else that can do it.
Right.
The next guy going to try it. The next guy after that going to try it. So this is an
Regardless.
interesting question right here. I'm sorry. Do you want to cook on that a little bit more? Matter
Just
of
real
fact?
quick, he got popped. Regardless,
Yeah,
every which way you go, he got popped. So
right.
if he's upset, like he got popped. So
Yeah,
now that means when it pertaining to you, you need to. If you feel like you didn't do anything, that means that from now on, when you come back, like he really did need to say, "Look, I'm just gonna take. I'm not gonna draw this out. I'm gonna take my punishment." You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
I don't think I did anything, but I'm not about to draw this out. I'm a young man, and my name is popping. You know what I mean? But
right.
you need to necessarily make sure you have your people around so you
Mm-hmm.
won't be in this predicament again, since you're saying that you didn't do it. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
that's a great point. Yeah, too. I think that's another factor. Ryan is surrounded by a lot of yes men. You see him in his videos
Word.
with his boys. I think we discussed this last time. I won't catch around me like you, man. Like you see me,
Yeah.
you out here wilding out. I know
Right.
you gonna pull me to the side. Hey, little bro, come on,
Right.
man. I see something in you. You don't need to be doing. I think Ryan needs that kind of OG around him. Yeah, you know, like let's harp on it the same way Luka do right now. You need that OG in your life to be like, look, man, this
You know
ain't what
what's
you want to do, bro. You know what I'm
right?
saying?
You know what's weird though?
Hmm.
That he would say that. Tank acting a little weird.
Hey, that's my thing
I'm
too.
not gonna be honest with you. If I was seeing him, I was like, hold up. Is this dude trying to act like Ryan because Ryan's fight, you know what I'm saying, to promote it? Because
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what I say, like this is what the second fight that's on Amazon.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Hey, who's the first one? Was it
I think it was
Wilder?
Rolly,
Okay, yeah.
Rolly and
He's,
uh
he's the crew.
Pitbull,
Pitbull, yeah.
Pitbull, and it
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to be Keith Thurman and somebody. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm just saying he looking a little erratic, like you know what I mean. If to say that, and I'm like, all right, is he just trying to do some Ryan Garcia things to get everybody to watch the fight, or you know what I mean? Like he said something to somebody, then ran into the ring all weird. I'm like,
Yeah, you
you
see
know what
that?
I'm saying?
And then it's a part of the game, but I ain't see the entire press conference. I seen when him and Frank was doing their face to
Right,
face, and he was acting a little, traditionally Tank be up there, his confidence intact, like we
right,
just got to do this. I'm gonna whoop
right,
your ass on fight night.
right. Like
But
he talking to Frank behind, and he showing Frank like, look, man, see what y'all looking at? Like, remember this when I was sparring? Like, weird. It is some weird stuff going on if you really paying attention. That's real interesting, man. Like, like, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
the things that make you go,
Right. Like, say, hold up. He is acting a little intellectual disability. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he acting a
no.
little.
You're right though. And I'm a Tank fan. I think it's a divide. It's a
Right.
Tank fan and it's a Tank stands. It's
Right.
like I call my boys out. If I see them moving a little crazy. And yeah, big bro. I'm glad you said it because I thought it too. And I just kind of like,
Right.
man, he just hyped up for this one.
Right. Right. What's the
Uh,
question?
Sherm cooking on this Canelo, which we was gonna kind of segue into the next fight because I'm
Right.
not excited about. I know Benavidez is gonna beat this boy up.
Mm-hmm.
Only interesting thing about Benavidez' opponent, I can't recall his name. He's undefeated, so this will
Right.
be an opportunity for Benavidez to take another donut from a fighter. But this is the topic at hand. Is Canelo running from David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, Big Bro Cook? What you thinking?
I think Canelo just want to get paid, and he want to, and he want to get paid a lot of money
That's
because this is
making
going to be one everybody wanted, and but this is and when fighters, this what fighters got to understand, man. Like you do have to like think about it. If Benavidez would have fought the Charlo brothers, not saying they big, but in the hip hop um, demographic, they is a face. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So think about if he'd have fought one of them, just you know what I mean. Like he hasn't. He got a couple names, but he ain't got. He don't have a lot of names. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's his issue, and I think that's what Canelo's kind of saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and which will help the purse, which will
yeah,
help the purse. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Um, so I think it's going to come because it has to come, and I think it's boxing fans want it. You know what I mean? We
yeah,
really, in some type of way, we are getting some fights we want. Like we just got Bud Crawford and Earl Spence,
yeah.
and then when we got that, it took a long time. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
then he fought Porter, and then we got that one. Now he's sitting here like, okay, now who I need to fight? So I
Yeah,
think the fight is going to come. But when Canelo talks about it, I think also Canelo had to get his confidence back to
yeah.
even
I
be
think,
able to step in there. And by
mm,
beating this last boy he just had, and that was a great fight. It really
yeah,
was. And then stopping him, and then he looked like the old Canelo. You know what I mean? And that was
mm,
a young man too. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And
Absolutely.
so I think because of that, Canelo's probably like, man, okay, I think I can make that because he said it. He said, man, I want it. They said,
Yeah,
hey, I want a certain amount of money too.
yeah. I think it was asking for 100 million to fight David
Mm-hmm.
Benavidez. So
Because
yeah,
everybody wanted it, and it's been happened multiple times now.
yeah.
Canelo May 5th is going to sell.
Oh yeah,
You know
facts.
what I
Cinco
mean?
de
So
Mayo.
if
I
you
think
put
he's synonymous with Cinco de Mayo now. You just expect a Canelo fight around. I mean, me personally,
right,
if I ain't keeping up with the Canelo news, I know we got
right.
a fight coming around.
So
Cinco. So
think about it. You put Benavidez there.
Oh yeah, and the crazy part about Canelo, I'm a Canelo fan, and when he said he didn't want to, fight any more Mexicans, and that was his
Right.
reason why, I kind of bought it. I was like, all right, what I'm saying, I guess you get to the point where they keep matching you up against, the top Mexican fighter. You like, nah, man, this feel like a little racism. We know boxing is a little racist,
Right.
So, but once he fought Jaime Munguia, a clear Mexican as well, I'm like, come on, now, stop the cap. You know what I'm saying?
He did that because he signed with the Zone, and the Zone has a lot of foreign fighters.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I mean? That's all. You know what I mean? He did that, to make Eddie Hearn happy. Eddie Hearn like, oh, come on over here.
How I thought the boxing commissions control PD testing. How can a fighter control that? Sherm, and I don't know what you feel about this, big bro. From what I've been noticing, the commissions don't treat everybody the same, man.
Right.
They as soon as Bud Crawford beat Errol Spence and went undisputed at welterweight, they stripped him from the IBF. They let Canelo hold on to all these belts for all these years and holding up the middleweight division. So different strokes for different folks. Man, I can't say it's even a racial issue there because they let Errol, hold on to belts for a long time. Errol is a little bit more active. Errol was fighting the guys that we wanted to see, like Ugas, like Porter, like Bud Crawford. So it's not so much an indictment on him. But they never strip Errol Spence. They ain't never strip Devin Hank. Well, they did strip Devin. They never stripped Shakur. Shakur just got a belt. Damn, man, I'm going down the list. Like none of these half these niggas even got belts.
What you're saying? Let's be real. Like Bud is from Arkansas. You know what I'm saying?
He's from Omaha.
You know what I'm saying? Nebraska. My bad, Nebraska.
Yeah.
No disrespect to him. I get it. I'm with you. Earl is from Dallas.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He walk inside, he looking at Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones like, oh yeah, my boys ain't winning, but I got an Earl fight for you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, decrepit hands.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I was like, but I was watching The Simpsons the other day. Mr. Burns and Jerry Jones, boy, they damn near twins. I don't know if you.
So that's why he strip it. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just that arena alone, he gonna sell out.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? Who going to Omaha? No. And then, if anything, Bud, you got to get some better. You got to get some better walking out music, man. I was watching him during the pandemic. I'm still bothered. He came out to Shaka Khan. Ain't nobody. I'm sitting there like,
not the Shaka. Not in 2021, Bud.
I'm sitting here like, oh, I know he ain't come out to ain't nobody. Then I start thinking about, I say, well, that is nobody does it better.
Yeah.
Damn, you can't go get where little baby at?
Somebody, somebody. These kids know.
You got to keep, you got to keep that rolling. I mean, come on, Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan don't even want to sing that song no more.
Yeah, put that one away.
Oh, not this one again. Oh my God, you know what I mean?
Those big hits you tired of doing them the intermission joints,
But I'm being honest with you, man, because that's why Bob Arum was like, man, we cannot sell a fight with this young man. Like, you know what I mean? We can't do this. We can't do that. And there's no excuse. They should just still do. But you're a draw. Like, that's why Adrian Bronner gonna keep fighting.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, because they if anything, they still got to draw. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, and that's the truth. My number one indictment on Bud, it's not so much. It's kind of like a 50-50. Because it's on Bud. He re-signed with Bob Arum and Top Rank, and Top Rank was really, holding up his career. He knew that. And when he had the opportunity, I ain't saying PBC is, the greatest thing ever, but if you wanted to fight Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, and Errol, they would have lined that up,
lined it up early.
Yeah, 2014, 2015. That's when the PBC was on top of their game. But I think Bud just wasted, a lot of his time, his career, a lot of his prime, kind of doing the whole politic thing. And now, 36, he trying to hurry up and rush these fights in, these mega fights. And it's like, nah, these mega fights take time to cook. You know what I mean? Canelo and Floyd took time. And what do you think about that? You think he wasted a lot of time? Do you share that opinion?
I don't think he wasted a lot of time. I think he just didn't. If you got won a bunch of money, right? Mm-hmm. It's things that you need to do to line the stuff up. Like, maybe get a lawyer, all that type of stuff. You gotta, line your little setup up. and I don't think he really lined his up like he should have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
Um, but like I'm sitting here like everybody like hey man, Keith Thurman's still there. You know what I'm saying? Sign that joint up. He only
Mm-hmm.
lost once. Danny Garcia is still out there. Ain't
Facts.
nobody even saying his name. The Charlo brothers, you know,
Mm-hmm. I
they
wanted to
they
see that.
I was that's what I wanted. I was like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm waiting for one of them fights. I ain't seen, it's been, that's like watching Floyd and Sugar Shane. I said, oh, it's about to get ignorant up in this jump. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Them
Exactly.
different fights. You like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you
So
ain't lying, bro. Yeah, that was one of the. I wanted to see Jamel and Bud, especially after all of that hype.
yeah,
Bud was talking
I'm
crazy
in a
to
different weight class. He always,
Errol.
like,
But I had loved. This is when I really became like a real like a Bud fan. When he was like, "Look, I'm gonna whoop Errol, and I'm with man down camp.
yeah,
That's my boy. But
right.
he was, I'm gonna whoop Errol, and I'm coming right for you. Like I can respect the nigga that talk like that.
Look,
Like,
look. Remember I told you it's always like it's like I say when it comes to entertainment, professional wrestling is the best. That's setting you up to fights right there.
yes, yeah.
Did you really want to see a Charlo brother fight Canelo?
Nah, that came out of
Right,
nowhere. Nobody asked for it. That was crazy.
right.
That was
It's
crazy.
like watching one wrestling program and a wrestler come from another one that come near. We like, oh, Bud is in PPC. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's
Mm-hmm.
go. And I'm sitting here like he just yelled that he told him you next. You next.
Mm-hmm.
Set that fight up. It's like
Yep.
it's weird. It's like sometimes, man, they don't want to give us fans what we want.
Yep. Yeah. That's the politics of it, big bro. It's gotten even to the point where the promoters don't do their job. They leave it all on social media. They let the fans argue for years. Don King used to be the P. Diddy, all in the videos, all
Right,
and now you don't hear. I mean, we know about I don't even rarely hear Al Heyman talk no more,
right.
respectfully, promoters are part of the game. This is why I love. I mean, I don't know about you, but this is why I love Bill Haney. He's active. You know what I mean? Devin Haney ain't got to
Yeah,
do too much talking. You don't have to
right,
say nothing. Mike Tyson wasn't a talker because Don King did all the talking.
right.
So
You
sell
know,
the fight, man.
um, I remember Danny Garcia, and they didn't like his father,
Yeah.
and then he fought Zab Judah in the press conference. Right,
Mm-hmm.
he was clowning Judah, and Judah was like, "Yo, he act like you fight," and Judah was like, "Man, I ain't never had somebody talk disrespect me like that because of who he was and who his father was.
Yeah.
Nobody talked about that." And you got so when you really break it down, you got a Puerto Rican from Philly going up against a black dude from Brooklyn. Are you crazy? So that's why
Mm-hmm.
even we talking about this fight, I'm like, okay, so this Detroit, Michigan, it's deeper than just Frank, Frank versus Tank. Tank from B-More. Like
Yeah.
these are boxing cities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like it's just so I'm like, okay, so that now I see why Tank kind of such and such because it's a reputation. It's deeper than just boxing. Like you represent Detroit and what we stand for. And you representing the DMV. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a
So
lot of
like, right. So I'm sitting here like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a good fight right here. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But
I didn't want this fight. Honestly, I wanted Shakur versus Frank Martin. Shakur Stevenson and Frank Martin. That was the original fight, but
right,
uh, I guess what it came out that Frank was just using that as leverage to get the Tank Davis fight. So
right,
he played his politics, to perfectly, if you will. But uh, I think this is going to be a big one, big bro. I think this is going to be one of those. And honestly, if Frank Martin wins, it's going to change the landscape of boxing. You know what I mean?
right.
Especially in that 135, 140 division where they at. Uh, what do you if you see if Frank Martin is able to pull off the impossible? What do you think this is going to do for his career? Being 28, I think he's 28, 29.
Who Frank Martin?
Mm-hmm.
Rematch.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it's gonna move it up.
that's
Um,
facts.
I think if he's smart, and see, this is the problem. What they do too, what they do is they try to get some little fights so they can try to get some bread.
Right, yeah.
Nah, man, you need to go ahead and do a rematch.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they might see if you can get a trilogy out of it, maybe. If anything, do a rematch, and then that Shakur Stevenson fight would look very interesting. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Because Shakur Stevenson, if you just want to think about it, he got to fight somebody. Like he got
Yeah.
to get a name over there. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Respectfully, yeah.
Ennis got to get a name. Like you got to think of boxing. It ain't always You know what I mean? That's why I told you I hate this happening with Ryan. Ryan is thinking about boxing, B. Like
Yeah.
Ryan is making these fights. The promoters is getting pissed.
Yeah.
But Ryan is the one that say, "Hey man, let's do it. Hey, let's blah blah blah." You know what I mean? If I take an L, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So but I think it'd be great. 135 is lit. So you got the Russell Jr., you got Gary Russell, you got his brother. Um, oh man, Lomachenko still there,
Yeah.
Lopez still there. Like it's still some my man in Australia, it's still some dudes there.
Yeah.
Pitbull, it's still some
Pitbull.
dudes there.
Yeah, it's loaded. That's one of the more exciting divisions, that 135, 140.
They gotta fight.
Say it again?
They gotta fight, B. It ain't no Showtime and HBO and ESPN no more. Like I gotta fight, B.
And that's
You know what I mean?
that's literally the problem, bro. You got all these guys with all this cachet, and they going out fighting tomato cans. They going
Right,
out fighting.
y'all gotta fight, B. Like,
Yeah, all of that, big bro. And before we close out, because I don't want to hold you all night, bro. I wanted to get your opinion on this Ryan drama. I mean, I've been we kind of touched on it earlier, but I think the lawyers now are saying that he's having some mental illness, which I would never overlook that. Get the man some help, get some prayer. But like I said, I stand by my I'm old school. You know what I mean? You do the crime, you do the time.
Yeah.
So as far as if he does get tapped on the wrist, big bro, what do you think Ryan's next move or his future looks like? I'm hearing a year suspension. They're not gonna do the 2-year thing. So
yeah, I don't think it should be 2 years. I think nobody got hurt. You know what I mean? It was nothing crazy like that. But I think I want to say a year, even a year and a half.
Yeah.
If they want to, they could, he could still set it up where, he still can get a fight in. You know what I'm saying? Not during that year suspension, but still set up that he can come back. I just think it should be. I think it should be a year. You know what I mean? I think it should be a year. I think when you look at it, like I told you, man, he didn't win no belts. What's the name? Got 1.5 million because you know what I'm saying? Because for them 3 pounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
a couple dollars,
give fine him up. You could give him a fine and yeah, man, that's really like I said, you need him in boxing, like. But I don't know, like, what's the circumstances to make sure it won't happen again. I don't know what they could do there, but yeah, man, like if he got popped, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I agree, big bro. I was a little bit harsher on him, just because me personally, as a person that plays sports, if I'm playing 1-on-1, me and you playing 1-on-1, and I find out you didn't, took the soul out of my sneakers, I'm like, hey man, I want my get back, bro. You ain't winning fair and square. So
I mean, I'm not mad at you. Like, even like I said, honestly though, 2 years suspension wouldn't be that bad because 2 years go fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feel like the pandemic was yesterday.
Yeah, not fact.
We'll be on our way to hit 5, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like, even 2 years wouldn't be bad, but I there's so much things going on with these streaming services, this and that, and they need. And Ryan don't fight a lot. I don't remember Ryan fighting that much anyway. You know what I mean?
No, he come out once or twice a year. Last time he fought before Devin was Tank, so that's a year apart.
So
yeah,
man, I hate that happened. B. Like, I mean, he don't understand all that craziness he did, and then he won and how he won. You know what I mean? And you just like, damn. And then everybody was like, I guess this is where we going. And then he gets popped for steroids.
And that's why I be telling everybody, like, he was Ryan Garcia. Hey, nah, because immediately after he beat Devin Haney, I went live, gave the man this fight. I'm like, yo, look, that was one of the more impressive outings.
Right.
I'm sitting here biased thinking it's gonna go one way. I kind of hate when I do that. And it goes the other way because it's like, damn, I know better. You can't count your wins where you actually play the game. But yeah, and I'm stick to it. We're gonna definitely chop it up about this the next time. News is kind of slow cooking on that situation. There's a lot of hoopla when everybody was excited to tell him, that he popped. But
your man Roy said it. He said, one thing about Ryan, he said, even all that stuff, he said, but Ryan at a natural age, he had a natural left hook. He said from when he was younger, he's always had a pro left hook.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't have a pro left hook. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
And so, you know, that means that he knew how to always set it up. And then, like, even the defense, when he, you know, he did like that, you know, that Midwest defense where he would lean and turn his body. That's what Floyd did with Hatton. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, damn. And then, like, you know, I don't think they were prepared for that.
Yeah. Likewise, you know, and Bill and all of them, they were like, "Well, stop getting hit. we can't do that. You just running into it." But man, big boy, I definitely appreciate you coming up once again. You know, we got to link up, and I just want to kind of tell the people, man, we got the Double Down sports debate shows. Maui's going to be a big part of that. I thank you, big bro, for joining the team in that regard. So y'all look out for that. We're gonna have that coming up. I think that's gonna be a little something different than we kind of accustomed to seeing, from sports content creators, and we can have some fun with it. Get some guys on the show. Yeah, my boy, big bro.
Ooh. Is that cool? Is that cool?
Hey, me and big bro gotta go live. I'm about to go in and fire up a live, and me and him gonna chop it up a little bit as well. Got to talk about them Eagles, and we gonna get over there to your. We gonna go ahead get a football panel going on too, big bro. I was kind of waiting till the NBA Finals was over. I don't like jumping from one season to the next.
I got you.
But yeah, we're gonna get cool up there. We're gonna make the food.
Get ready, man, because next time we chill, I got a question to ask you. And even doing this debate show, I'm going to get spiritually ready. I'm going to fast. Amen. Because I already know I'm supposed to be a moderator. Yes. And I'm probably going to want to get on somebody's, because I know I'm going to have to hear a bunch of LeBron James hate. I'm like, okay, it's one thing to complain about that, but y'all getting a little too dirty, man. Hold up, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm cooking up the flyer for season 1. I want each season to be about 20-25 episodes. Season 1, I'm gonna throw it out there for the people. It's gonna be the greatest of all time debates. We're gonna touch the Jordan, LeBron. We're gonna hit the Brady, Mahomes. We're gonna touch all of them. So
and I can hear myself now, dude, say something like, I'm like, yeah, that's why your lips chat. You know what I mean? I got something to say. I'm like, LeBron need to do this. And he been in 21 years, 40,000 points. You bad?
Hey, long as you start everything off before y'all get into your hot takes with some respect, you know what I mean? Throw it out there. We ain't got to get personal. We ain't got to go beneath the belt. He been replaced by Queen Cece. Hey, cool. The Clark. My boy, Wild Card Mars. Shout out to him. He called them the Clarkians, man. He called them the Clarkians. So, she got her coat going on. They growing and they ignorant. They on the net. But thank you again, big bro. I definitely appreciate the time. And thank y'all for pulling up to this episode. Shout out again to Goons, to Sherm, Cool McCain. Big bro we finna run up a stream ourselves. And that's the episode 24. I definitely appreciate y'all. Good night. If you don't mind, Maui, stick around for just a second, big bro.
All right. You're welcome.
Peace.